This is your dose of daily market wisdom with Master Trader Nick Santiago. Starting from humble beginnings, Nick has been beating the markets for over 2 decades. He shares with you his take on the profitable trades that will have you moving towards financial freedom in no time at all. To see an in-depth review of his track record and much more, go to inthemoneystocks.com.
Welcome. This is your daily dose of daily market wisdom with Master Trader Nick Santiago. I'm your host, Kerry Lutz. It's 11/10/23, show 541. So markets trying to rally again, huh, Nick?
Yeah, the markets are catching actually a pretty good bid right now. They didn't start off so hot this morning. They weren't bad, but we are definitely picking up some steam to the upside. So markets holding up pretty well right now. They had a big sell-off yesterday, but they are definitely on the recovery mode today.
Yeah, well, hey, so what happened with yields? What are yields doing?
Well, today yields are basically pretty tame. Right now you have the 10-year just down 1.5 basis points. The 30-year, which was a big story yesterday, today that's down about 5 basis points. And then obviously, Kerry, we always have to look at that 2-year Treasury note yield. I know people try to discard it, but that's actually at 5.05%. And again, if that gets to that 5.25, 5.25 level, which is where the Fed funds rate, that will be problematic. But the market doesn't seem to care too much about it today. Yesterday, we had a pretty good sell-off in the market, and probably to blame was a weak 30-year bond auction. But today, yields are backing off on the 30-year, like I said, down about 5 basis points. So the markets may be rejoicing over that today.
All right. Well, hey, you leave it to the markets. So what of Powell speaking at the IMF yesterday?
Yeah, so he was very hawkish as expected. I told my members, I said, watch him be very hawkish because the markets have had a big rally from the lows. We've had a recent low and we had about a 10-day surge. And he was very, very hawkish there as expected. But I think the markets are shrugging that off today. After they've sold off yesterday, they're coming back today saying, you know what, he isn't going to really raise rates again. And I think that's what the market is saying. So market's kind of calling his bluff today.
Okay, so they're calling his bluff. And what do you think it means in the long run?
Well, I think he's probably going to try to wait it out and not raise rates too soon. But, Kerry, if this war escalates in the Middle East, if you get China tensions going on with Taiwan again, and obviously Russia and Ukraine has been going on for a while, war is inflationary. So I'm under the presumption that yields aren't going to go down all that much. And if yields start to move higher, especially that 2-year Treasury note yield, he's going to have no choice but to raise. So maybe we'll get, the market to be somewhat calm as far as interest rates go throughout the holidays. But when you get into 2024, I really don't see how, rates can go a lot lower. So he's going to be in some trouble.
All right. We don't have this on the list to talk about, but the dollar is in that as well. It looks like it's found a bottom for now, right around 105 and change. It's going to go higher from here.
Well, the dollar's a little bit tricky. So I had told my members 107 area was going to be a major top. We pulled back down to just under 105. Now we're bouncing. So you got to watch the dollar closely. We have a bearish daily chart pattern. It's called a bearish inside bar. So the setup is for the dollar to start pulling back. Now, if we break through that 104.80 level, I think the dollar goes significantly lower. That would be a good tailwind for the markets to get a little bit more of a bid, especially as we have seasonality picking up here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what of oil? It looks like it's bounced back a little bit. You think it's heading lower?
I think it's ultimately headed lower. But right now, oil's gotten a nice bounce from a daily chart oversold condition. So today, trading back above the 77 level. But this is a pattern that has to be watched closely because if we go sideways for a little bit, oil could have another downside move, potentially to $70. That's my big support level now. But today, it's holding up and you're getting a bid. But I'm not sure this is going to last all that long.
All right. So gold's getting slammed again today?
Yeah, gold is getting slammed. And, I just want to remind everybody that next Friday, not today, next Friday, the 17th, I believe, will be options expiration. So gold is getting hit today, down sharply, down by 1.3% as we speak. Testing the 200-day moving average on the GLD and also on gold futures here. So this is a pretty important level. But gold has had a really good pullback from the October 27th high when it traded around 2019. I think it's going to be choppy next week, but I'm always cautious during an options expiration week that gold can go lower.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it certainly appears timed perfectly for the options X, right?
It does. And we've seen gold get slammed during options X so many times that I'm always on guard these days to look for that.
All right. And finally, Bitcoin? What's it been doing here?
So Bitcoin yesterday sold off after surging yesterday. And a lot of people were thinking that's the high in Bitcoin. My high level is possibly going to around 40,000 on Bitcoin futures. Right now, it is around 38,000. So all in all, I still think Bitcoin is okay here. I know everybody's waiting for a spot Bitcoin ETF to be approved. I think yesterday somebody put an application in for an Ethereum spot crypto ETF. So we'll see how that plays out. Perhaps we run up into these approvals if they do happen. I think the ball's in the SEC's court, so they're going to make a decision on that. I think the court's kicked it down to the Security and Exchange Commission, so we'll see what happens. But if they do get approved, just be aware it could be buy the rumor, sell the news type event. But right now, I think crypto can still go higher. The momentum is on its side.
All right. Well, that is it for today. Make sure you go over to Nick's site, inthemoneystocks.com. See how he's beaten the averages for decades and how he can help you do the same. And the Twitter feeds at ITMS, at Nick Santiago01, at Kerry Lutz. Emails welcome, KL@kerrylutz.com. For you YouTubers, write your comments down below, like, share, and subscribe, whatever platform you're on. Nick, have a great weekend, and I will be away for the next week. So everybody out there, you'll have to live without us for a week. I'm off to California.
Have a great trip, Kerry, and we'll see you when you get back.